Have you ever achieved something great, got the promotion, landed the deal, hit the goal, and your first instinct was, don't tell anyone? Not because you're insecure, not because you're ungrateful, but because you know, from experience, exactly what happens when you do. You share your good news with a friend. They say congratulations, but their smile doesn't reach their eyes. Their tone is just slightly off. The conversation ends quickly, and afterward, they start acting different, colder, more distant, suddenly busy when you reach out. Or worse, they start subtly undermining you, making little comments, finding ways to diminish what you've accomplished. Must be nice. I guess some people get lucky. Well, we'll see how long that lasts. And you think, I thought they'd be happy for me. What did I do wrong? Here's what Arthur Schopenhauer would tell you. You did nothing wrong. You just forgot the most uncomfortable truth about human nature, a truth he spent his entire life documenting with brutal precision. Schopenhauer discovered that compassion, genuine joy at another person's success, is one of the rarest human emotions. But envy? Envy is universal. It's not that people want you to fail, it's that they can't stand you succeeding more than them. And intelligent people learn this lesson early. They notice that sharing good news doesn't create connection, it creates distance. That celebrating openly doesn't inspire happiness in others. It triggers resentment. That the moment you reveal your success, you paint a target on your back. So they learn to stay silent, not from insecurity, from wisdom, from recognizing a pattern that most people refuse to acknowledge. Human beings are naturally, automatically, unconsciously envious of others' success. And the only way to protect yourself from that envy is to never give it a target. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why highly intelligent people avoid sharing good news, why your instinct to stay quiet about your achievements isn't weakness, it's strategic brilliance, and why Schopenhauer's pessimistic view of human nature might be the most liberating truth you'll ever encounter. Because once you stop expecting people to celebrate your success, you stop being hurt when they don't. Think back to the last time you shared genuinely good news with someone. Maybe you got accepted into your dream program, or landed a job you'd been working toward for years, or hit a financial milestone, or achieved something you're actually proud of, and you told someone you thought would be happy for you, a friend, a family member, a colleague. What happened? Did they light up? Did they ask excited questions? Did they want to hear all the details and celebrate with you? Or did something feel off? Maybe they congratulated you, but quickly, perfunctorily, before changing the subject. Maybe they immediately followed up with their own achievements, as if they couldn't let yours sit there alone. Maybe they found a way to diminish it. Oh, that company? I heard they have high turnover. That program? Pretty competitive. You got lucky. That achievement? I did something similar last year. Or maybe, and this is the one that hurts most, they just went quiet, didn't ask follow-up questions, didn't engage, responded with one word and moved on. And you felt it, that weird mix of confusion and hurt. You thought sharing would create closeness. Instead, it created distance. You thought they'd be genuinely happy. Instead, they seemed threatened. Have you experienced this? That moment when you realize, oh, they're not happy for me. They're uncomfortable with my success. This is what Schopenhauer spent his life studying, and what he discovered should change how you navigate every relationship you have. He found that human beings are wired at a deep, unconscious level to experience others' success as personal failure. It's not conscious malice, it's automatic psychological response. When you achieve something, their brain doesn't process, my friend succeeded, good for them. It processes, they succeeded and I didn't. What does that say about me? Your success becomes a mirror reflecting their perceived inadequacy, and nobody likes that mirror. So they distance themselves from it, from you. Schopenhauer wrote, "We feel pleasure in exact proportion to the pain we have escaped." But the inverse is also true. We feel pain in exact proportion to the pleasure others experience that we don't. Your promotion reminds them they didn't get one. Your relationship reminds them they're single. Your achievement reminds them of their lack. Not because you're bragging, not because you're trying to make them feel bad, simply because comparison is automatic. And comparison almost always creates pain for the person on the lower end. This is why intelligent people learn to stay silent. Not because they don't have accomplishments, because they understand human psychology well enough to predict the response, and they'd rather preserve the relationship than get validation that will cost them the friendship. Arthur Schopenhauer had every reason to be optimistic about human nature. Born into wealth, elite education, access to the greatest minds in Europe. But what he observed destroyed any illusions he might have had. He watched how people responded to each other's successes, and what he saw was consistent, undeniable, devastating. When someone succeeded, the people around them didn't celebrate, they resented. When someone achieved something exceptional, their peers didn't feel inspired, they felt diminished. When someone received recognition, their colleagues didn't feel happy, they felt envious. This wasn't occasional, it was the pattern. And it led Schopenhauer to one of the most uncomfortable observations ever written about human nature. Compassion is the basis of morality, but envy is natural to man. Think about what he's saying. Compassion, genuine happiness at another's good fortune, requires moral effort. It's learned, cultivated, rare. But envy is natural, automatic, universal. You don't have to teach people to feel envy. It happens unconsciously. Someone achieves something you wanted, your brain automatically registers pain. Someone gets recognition you feel you deserved. Automatic resentment. Someone advances while you stay still. Automatic bitterness. This isn't because people are evil. It's because humans are hardwired for social comparison. Our brains constantly assess, where do I rank? Am I ahead or behind? Am I winning or losing? And someone else's success automatically registers as your loss, even if rationally you know it's not zero-sum. Even if their success doesn't actually hurt you, your brain processes it as threat. Schopenhauer went further. He identified a phenomenon he called schadenfreude, joy at others' misfortune. He wrote, "To feel envy is human. To savor schadenfreude is devilish." But he observed it everywhere. People feel worse when others succeed than when others fail. They'll offer sympathy for your failure, but they'll resent your success. Your struggles make them feel better about their own. Your achievements make them feel worse. Think about this in your own life. When you've struggled, have people been supportive, offered advice, shown compassion? But when you've succeeded, really succeeded beyond where they are, what happened? The support evaporated, the warmth cooled, the friendship changed. Because struggle is relatable, success is threatening. Schopenhauer recognized that this isn't personal, it's pattern. And intelligent people who recognize the pattern stop participating in it. They stop sharing victories because they know the psychological mechanism it triggers. They protect themselves and their relationships by keeping success private, not from shame, from wisdom. Here's what makes this even more painful. The people most likely to resent your success are the ones closest to you, not strangers, not distant acquaintances, your friends, your family, your colleagues. The people who should be happiest for you are often the ones most threatened by your achievement. Why? Because Schopenhauer identified something crucial. Envy operates through proximity and similarity. You don't envy people in completely different domains. You don't feel threatened by an Olympic athlete's gold medal if you're a writer. You don't resent a surgeon's success if you're a musician. But someone in your field, doing what you do, achieving what you're working toward, that triggers envy because now comparison is direct, unavoidable, personal. Their success highlights your lack in the exact domain you care about. This is why your sibling's promotion bothers you more than a stranger's. Your friend's relationship triggers more pain than a celebrity's. Your colleague's recognition stings more than an industry giant's. Because you're similar, in the same arena, playing the same game. And when they win, it emphasizes that you haven't. Have you noticed this? That the people who go quiet after your good news are usually the ones in similar positions? The friend also looking for a relationship, the colleague also competing for advancement, the sibling also trying to build a career. They want to be happy for you. They genuinely do. But the envy is automatic, unconscious, overwhelming. And rather than deal with that uncomfortable feeling, they distance themselves. Schopenhauer wrote, "For one man to excel another in rank gives the latter a sense of degradation." You didn't intend to make them feel degraded. You just achieved something. But in their mind, your rise is their fall. Your success is their failure. Your advancement is their stagnation. Not because you compared yourself to them, because they compared themselves to you. And that comparison, automatic, unconscious, painful, destroys the relationship. This is why intelligent people learn to be selective. They share successes only with people who are either so far outside their domain that no comparison is triggered, or so secure in their own achievements that yours doesn't threaten them. Everyone else? Strategic silence. Not because you don't value the relationship, because you do, and you know that sharing your success will poison it. Schopenhauer died in 1860, long before social media. But his theory of envy explains exactly why social media is so psychologically destructive. Because social media is an envy generation machine. Think about your experience on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You scroll through updates, someone bought a house, someone got engaged, someone traveled somewhere beautiful, someone achieved a milestone, someone looks happy and successful and fulfilled. And you, if you're honest, feel worse. Not because you're a bad person, because comparison is automatic. And social media is engineered for constant, unavoidable comparison. You see everyone's highlight reel, their best moments, their carefully curated successes, and your brain processes this as, everyone is winning except me. But here's what Schopenhauer would tell you. They're not winning, they're performing, just like you are. They're posting their successes and hiding their struggles, sharing their achievements and concealing their failures. And they're experiencing the same envy looking at your posts that you feel looking at theirs. Because nobody wins the comparison game. The person above you triggers your envy, and you trigger envy in the person below you. It's an endless cycle of resentment disguised as connection. Have you noticed this? That posting your achievements on social media doesn't feel satisfying. You get likes, comments, congratulations, but it feels hollow, performative, not genuinely connecting. And sometimes, maybe you've noticed this too, after posting about a success, people start acting different toward you offline. Colder, more distant, subtly competitive. Because you made visible what Schopenhauer said should stay hidden. You broadcast your success to hundreds of people simultaneously and triggered envy in everyone for whom that success highlights their lack. This is why intelligent people are increasingly leaving social media, or posting less, or only sharing bland, unthreatening updates. Because they've learned what Schopenhauer knew: visibility invites envy, silence protects from it. The less people know about your success, the less they can resent you for it. But here's where it gets interesting. Most people have figured out that bragging triggers negative responses, so they've developed a workaround: humble bragging. I'm so exhausted from my promotion, I barely have time for anything. I can't believe I got into Harvard. I feel so unqualified. My new relationship is wonderful, but relationships are hard work, you know? This is an attempt to share success while avoiding the envy response by framing achievement as burden. luck, or something you're barely handling. Have you done this? Shared good news but immediately minimized it? Added caveats? Pretended it wasn't that great? Not because you're actually ungrateful, but because you're trying to protect yourself from the envy response. But here's what Schopenhauer would tell you. Humble bragging doesn't work because people aren't stupid. They see through the performance. They recognize you're still communicating success, just with a thin layer of false modesty. And that makes the envy worse, because now they're not just envious of your success, they're annoyed by your pretense. You're succeeding and pretending you're not, which feels manipulative. So they resent you twice, once for the achievement, once for the performance. Schopenhauer observed this constantly among his academic colleagues. They'd accomplish something, then perform elaborate displays of humility. Oh, this publication? It's nothing really, just something I threw together. But everyone knew it wasn't nothing, that they'd worked hard, that they were proud. The false modesty fooled no one and made the envy worse, because it added dishonesty to achievement. This is why intelligent people eventually abandon humble bragging entirely. They realize there's no way to share success that doesn't trigger envy. Bragging triggers it, obviously. Humble bragging triggers it with added annoyance. The only way to avoid the envy response is to not share at all, to let your achievements speak for themselves only to those who need to know, and to everyone else, silence. Not false modesty, not performance, just strategic invisibility. So does this mean you can never share good news with anyone? That you have to suffer success in complete isolation? Schopenhauer wasn't advocating total isolation. He was advocating discernment. There are people you can tell, but they're rare, and identifying them is crucial. Here's Schopenhauer's test. You can share success with someone if they meet one of three criteria. First, they're so far ahead of you that your success doesn't threaten them. A mentor who's already achieved far more than you have. Someone established enough that your milestone doesn't trigger comparison. They can celebrate your success because it doesn't challenge their status. They're secure, accomplished. Your achievement doesn't diminish them. Second, they're in a completely different domain. Someone who does something entirely different than you. Your career success doesn't threaten your artist friend. Your relationship doesn't challenge your happily single friend who's focused elsewhere. No comparison equals no envy. Third, they've genuinely transcended ego. This is the rarest category. People who've done enough psychological work that they're not trapped in comparison. Who can feel genuine joy at your success because their self-worth isn't dependent on ranking themselves against you. Schopenhauer would tell you these people are incredibly rare. Most people, even good people, even people who love you, are still operating from ego, still comparing, still ranking, still feeling threatened by others' success. Not because they're bad, because they're human, and haven't done the internal work to transcend automatic comparison. Have you identified who in your life meets these criteria? Who can you tell when something good happens without feeling that weird distance afterward? For most people, it's a short list. Maybe one or two people, sometimes none. And that's okay, because Schopenhauer's point isn't that you need validation from others. It's that you need to stop expecting it from people psychologically incapable of giving it. Stop being hurt when friends can't celebrate your success. They're operating from their programming, their automatic responses, their unconscious envy. It's not personal, it's pattern. And once you understand the pattern, you stop taking the response personally. You share with the rare few who can handle it, and with everyone else, you protect both yourself and the relationship by staying quiet. So here's what Schopenhauer's brutal pessimism actually offers. Liberation, not from success, from the need for others to validate it. You achieve something significant, and instead of looking outward for applause, you look inward for satisfaction. Did you do it well? Are you proud of the work? Does it move you toward who you want to become? If yes, that's enough. You don't need your friends to celebrate. Don't need your family to understand. Don't need social media to acknowledge. Because you've internalized what Schopenhauer spent his life teaching. Most people are trapped in ego, in comparison, in automatic envy, and expecting them to transcend that is setting yourself up for constant disappointment. Better to accept human nature as it is than expect it to be different. Better to protect yourself through strategic silence than damage relationships through naive sharing. Better to find satisfaction internally than depend on external validation that rarely comes. Schopenhauer lived this completely. He achieved philosophical breakthroughs, published groundbreaking work, developed ideas that would influence generations, and told almost no one. Worked in isolation, avoided academic circles, kept his successes private. And you know what happened? His ideas survived, spread, changed philosophy forever. While his attention-seeking colleagues, the ones constantly promoting themselves, seeking recognition, sharing every achievement, are forgotten. Because real success doesn't need announcement. It proves itself over time. And the people who understand what you've built will know. You don't need to tell them. The work speaks. Here's my challenge to you. Next time you achieve something you're proud of, resist the urge to share it publicly. Sit with the satisfaction privately. Let it be enough that you know. Tell one person from that short list of people who can actually celebrate without envy. But don't broadcast. Don't perform. Don't seek validation from those psychologically incapable of giving it, and watch what happens. You'll feel more satisfied, more secure, more genuinely proud, because the achievement isn't dependent on others' approval. It just is. And that, according to Schopenhauer, is what wisdom looks like. Not optimistic faith that people will celebrate you, but realistic understanding that most won't, can't, aren't wired to, and choosing inner satisfaction over external validation anyway. If this resonates with you, if you've learned this lesson through painful experience, write in the comments, "I learned to stay silent." Not as a boast, as recognition, that you've discovered what Schopenhauer spent his life documenting, that envy is universal, that compassion is rare, that strategic silence protects both you and your relationships, and that intelligence means recognizing patterns others refuse to see, even when those patterns reveal uncomfortable truths about human nature. Schopenhauer was called a pessimist, a misanthrope, someone who thought too negatively about people. But maybe he was just being honest about what you've already experienced but felt guilty acknowledging. That people rarely celebrate your success with genuine joy. That your achievements trigger discomfort in others. That silence protects what sharing destroys. You're not paranoid for feeling this. You're perceptive, and Schopenhauer proved you right.